Hello, everybody, and welcome to URL Insurance Group's Post-Medicare AEP Plan webinar. I'm Matt Alina, and I'm one of the marketers here at URL Insurance Group from our Life Markets department, and I appreciate you taking time to join us for today's presentation. Before we get into today's presentation, I do want to kind of go over a couple of technical things here with you. On your computer screen, you'll see the toolbar where you're able to log in and everything on our website or on this webinar. We're going to be doing a little bit more of an interactive webinar where I'm going to be asking you some poll questions. I want everybody to vote and let me know what's going on with you specifically. There's also some handouts that I will make mention throughout the presentation. At the end of the presentation, I will be taking any and all of your questions. You can raise your hand using that toolbar, or you can type your question. So as we're going along, go ahead and type your question while we're going along so you don't forget your question, and then I will get those questions answered for you at the end of the presentation today. So let's get started on the Post-Medicare AEP Plan. If you've ever gone to the theater, or you've ever gone to a movie theater back in the day, when you walk into the theater, you see this huge velvet heavy curtain, and all it does is presents and gives you a sense of anticipation where you cannot wait for that curtain to be moved. If you're at a movie, when that curtain rises up or parts, you have the opportunity, or you have that anticipation of a great show that's coming your way. Same thing for live theater. Medicare creates opportunities, and what we're going to do is open that curtain so that you can see all the opportunities that are available to you as a Medicare producer. Now, if we turn the clock back just a couple of months back to September, we had Medicare Connections 2017 in Hershey, Pennsylvania at the Hershey Lodge and Convention Center. Hundreds and hundreds of you gathered there to learn about the up-and-coming things that are going to be affecting the Medicare market. It was also at that time where we also showed you some other opportunities that can present itself through your Medicare relationships. Fast forward now to present day, you made it. Congratulations. If you're a Medicare producer and you've been running yourself ragged, this is you about now. The soles on the shoes are probably worn out, your fingers are tired from all of the paperwork, and you are just plain wiped out. But congratulations, you made it. Now let me ask you this question, the very first poll question, so get your mouses together, get ready. Here's my first question for you. How would you rate your AEP? Could it have been better? Was it good? Was it great? Was it outstanding? I'll give you a couple of minutes or a couple seconds to answer that question. So as you're answering it, wherever you are in your progress with Medicare, the whole purpose of today's presentation is to take you to that next step. If it could have been better, I will try and help you take it to a good or even great level. If you're at a good level, I want to take you to great or outstanding. And if you're a great, I want to take it outstanding or doubly outstanding. And outstanding, I want you to have an even better success. The whole purpose of this thing is to, the whole purpose of this webinar is to help you go to the next level. Take your business to the next level. So here are the results. Sorry, folks. Bear with me here. 42% of you said that it could have been better. 33% said that it was good. 17% of you said great. 8% of you said outstanding. And that's great. We're glad to hear that. Now we'll take it to the next part of our presentation. Give me 1 second here. So now, as Medicare season has come to an end, it is very important for you to make time for yourself, whatever the case may be. Whether it is going and getting a massage, shopping, going to yoga class or exercise classes, enjoying the outdoors, whether it's fishing, skiing, hunting, or if it's taking a vacation or reading a good book, make sure that you're taking time for yourself. Recharge those batteries. You worked extremely hard. If you think about it, your preparation for the Medicare season started way back in June, July, getting certified, getting ready for the open enrollment period. So now it's time to kind of sit back and relax a little bit, enjoy the holidays, enjoy the new year. But as you're doing this, understand that we're looking to help you take your sales to the next level. We want to make you the next senior market champion. And when I say senior market champion, it's not just Medicare. There are other opportunities that are available to you. So here's what we're going to discuss today. We're going to discuss a way of thanking your clients. And the way of thanking your clients in this presentation is also going to be a way to help you gain more business. We're also going to show you how to keep in touch with your Medicare clients. And while you're keeping in touch with your clients, you're going to gain referrals. And when you get referrals, you're essentially going to be growing your business. And as you take these step-by-step approaches for this whole process here, you will also be preparing for next season. And as you're going along, you're going to be growing your business. I guarantee you that if you use the processes and some of the marketing programs that we have in place that we're going to share today, 1 year from now, you will see a significant growth in your sales revenue. I've been with URL for almost 14 years, and I've been working with agents from all backgrounds. And one of the things that I've noticed is that agents who are trying to get into the final expense market, if they're not doing Medicare, or any market for that matter, if they're not doing Medicare, they are at a disadvantage. You have an advantage. That advantage is you have an established trust with your clients. You have an established trust. You have essentially helped your clients navigate the confusing world of Medicare. So there's a little comic there on the top left-hand side of your screen. It just basically, I kind of got a kick out of it because I don't know a thing about Medicare. I know that it's health insurance for seniors, but aside from that, the bottom line is your Medicare client could have purchased Medicare from anybody, but they chose you as their advisor. And it may be because it is all based on trust. Maybe it's because you're loyal, or you're consistent, you have integrity. Whatever the case may be, you have an advantage over somebody else trying to get in front of your clients to earn their business. So here's my next poll question for you. How many Medicare clients do you have? Is it 50 or less? Do you have 50 to 100 clients? Is it 100 to 200? 200 to 300, or is it above 300 clients? How many clients do you have? I'll let you go ahead and answer that question. So we have a mixture of responses here. So we have 33% of you have under 50 Medicare clients. It's still some opportunities there, and we'll help you grow that. From 50 to 100, we have 15% of you that have 50 to 100 clients. 15% of you said that you have 100 to 200 clients. Also, 15% of you said you have 200 to 300 clients. And 15% of you said you have above 300 clients. That is extremely impressive. And like I said, our goal here is to help you go to the next level. Again, your Medicare relationship is based on trust, but your Medicare clients can also springboard you into other opportunities. We're encouraging you with your relationship with URL to grow your trust. Your trust in the clients that your Medicare clients have, you can grow that trust that'll springboard you into life insurance sales, final expense sales, annuity sales, long-term care sales, and a bunch of other products and services that you have access to through URL. For those of you that joined us back in September to our Medicare Connections conference, I handed out this sheet, and it said, I can help you with other services. This is also a form that is available on our website. In fact, it is one of our handouts today. If you are still interested in getting this form. What this form is a compliant way for you to cross-sell and let your Medicare clients know that you do offer other products and services. If you used this form during open enrollment, outstanding, congratulations, and way to go. You are a step ahead of the game. Now is the time to go through those forms and contact URL for the next step. So if one of your clients said that they want to talk to you at a later date about IRA rollovers or CD alternatives, you would contact us at 800-926-8875, option 4. That's our Annuity Solutions Department. Joe Corio and his staff will help you take the next steps on what to do and what to say. If somebody said that they want to talk to you about life insurance, final expense insurance, or long-term care insurance, that's option 3. That's our Life Markets Department. That's the department that I'm in. So it's me, Steve Clemens, Joey Fry. We can help you with the next steps. And understand that you do not have to be an expert in any of these areas. When you are contacting us here at URL, we deal with these products and we design cases all day long. We can help you. We know these products inside and out. And just like you had to have learned the Medicare process from somewhere, we can help you learn life insurance, annuities, long-term care, final expense. We can help you do all of that. And you don't need to feel like you're in over your head. We promise you that we will not let you drown. We will do whatever we can to help you get that sale and to help you get to the next level. Now, one of the easiest cross-selling opportunities to your Medicare clients is actually final expense insurance. And you'll see that there's a superhero theme here. But the superhero theme, you'll see why I say you could be a superhero here in just a little bit. Just like Medicare is health insurance designed for seniors in mind, final expense insurance is also life insurance designed with seniors in mind. Here comes our next poll questions. For those of you who are selling Medicare, how many of you are currently selling final expense? Do you sell final expense? Yes or no? I'll give you a couple seconds here to answer those questions. So 58% of you said yes, you do, and 42% of you said no. For those of you who said no, why do you not sell final expense? Is it a lack of product knowledge? Is it you don't have the time? Or you currently sell final expense? Or you just don't feel comfortable selling final expense? I'll go ahead and wait for you to give us those responses. Okay, as we're coming along here, 33% of you said it's a lack of product knowledge. 20% of you said you don't have time. And 10% of you said you don't feel comfortable selling final expense. Whatever the case may be, we will help you with wherever you are in your product knowledge or your comfort, or even with your time. And we'll address all of those areas before the end of our presentation today. Now, going back to final expense, the 2017 Life Insurance Marketing Research Association did an insurance barometer study, and they asked what was the reason you bought life insurance. 85% of the people that purchased life insurance said that the reason they bought it is to cover burial and other final expenses. That is the number one answer. Final expense is the number one reason that somebody is purchasing a life insurance policy. It's to cover those costs so that the family does not have to have that financial burden. Speaking of a financial burden, from time to time I get asked, what's the average cost of a funeral? If you ask a final expense carrier, an insurance company, they're going to tell you it's between $20,000 and $25,000. But understand that they're really in the business of selling a life insurance policy. So I went to a website called parting.com, and that's where funeral directors got to chime in and kind of give you some averages. So if you're looking for a basic bare bones funeral, this is a casket, the grave site, the whole 9 yards, but just bare bones. This isn't with any music or with any flowers or anything like that. You're looking at about $9,000 to $10,000. Now that cost varies depending on the area of the country that you're in, but $9,000 to $10,000. That is some significant money for some of our clients. Who has that kind of money? Is this, if you look back at some of your clients, is this person on your screen right now somebody that, could this be one of your clients where they're holding out a hat in order to cover their final expenses? It's a possibility. And understand that a final expense life insurance policy could help that. The other thing that a final expense policy can do is alleviate the fighting over money. If a mother or father is leaving the funeral arrangements to their son or their daughter, there can be some significant fighting. If there's financial distress in a family, it splits it apart. People fight over money. Not only that, but then it leaves a bad taste in somebody's mouth about their mother or father or grandmother or grandfather, that they have to be stuck with the burden of preparing their funeral and there's no money there. So a final expense life insurance policy is actually a solution. Now, there are some advantages to final expense. Number one, they're budget-friendly plans. Regardless of whether somebody has money in the bank or very little money in the bank, they're budget-friendly. These plans typically start at around $25 a month. It's less than $1 a day. And these plans can go up to $100, $200, $300, whatever it is. Know your clients, know what their budget is. You can ask them, what is your budget? And explain to them that the lowest premium is usually around $25 a month, and it can go up higher. The more premium you can pay or the more you can afford, the more death benefit you can get. Another advantage to final expense versus traditional life insurance is that it's liberally underwritten, and we do have guarantee issue plans. URL Insurance Group has over 17 different final expense carriers within our portfolio to keep you competitive, but also to make sure that we have the product offerings available to meet your clients' needs. When I say it's liberally underwritten, you run into people, I'm sure, on a daily basis that are either diabetic or they've had cancer, heart attack, stroke, a whole mess of problems. Depending on when these medical events occurred, they could still qualify for a level benefit life insurance policy, a final expense plan. And we even have guarantee issue. Those guarantee issue plans are available for folks that have AIDS or HIV. Maybe they're on oxygen, they have COPD and they're on oxygen, or maybe they have end-stage renal failure and they're on dialysis. Guarantee issue plans are available. And plans are issued very fast, usually in less than 5 days. There are some companies that will issue plans and give you a decision today. Understand, there are no medical exams. There's no blood, no urine, no paramedic, no nurse, no needles, none of that. And there's no medical records that the insurance company is going after. And because these plans are issued so fast, you get paid right away. commissions are generally paid on a daily basis or even a weekly basis. So once a policy gets put in force, within 24 to 48 hours, you could check your bank statement and you'll see that you got paid your commission. And the other nice thing about commissions for life insurance is that commissions get paid directly to you from the insurance carrier. It doesn't go from the insurance carrier to URL, and then URL then has to distribute the commissions. It doesn't work that way. It is between you and the insurance company. And another nice advantage to final expense is that these plans are easy to explain and they're easy to understand. The rates are a fixed rate and there's a fixed benefit. So the client pays a set amount each month, each year, however they want to pay it, and their beneficiary is going to get a defined death benefit. So you pay this, you get that. You don't have to explain any of the other minutia that's involved in a life insurance policy. It's very simple. So understand that final expense is a solution to some of your clients' needs. Milton Berle was once quoted as saying, if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. So here I'm going to give you the top 5 lead-in questions that are going to open the door to an opportunity to final expense sales. This is also going to be a handout that you can obtain right now on our toolbar if you're interested in saving that onto your own system, and you can use this as a reference. This was kind of we've been using the top 5 lead-in questions here for several months now, and feel free to use this and study it and get ready to use this with your Medicare clients. Question number 1, have you or someone you know ever been responsible for making funeral arrangements? How did it go, and did it create financial problems? If it went well, chances are there was enough money to carry out those funeral arrangements. If it did not go well, chances are there was not enough money to carry out those funeral arrangements. A final expense life insurance policy could help alleviate those financial problems. Question number 2. Who will be responsible for your funeral arrangements when you die, and is that person financially prepared? This really just gets your client thinking. Did they tell the person that they want to carry out their funeral arrangements? Are they aware of it? And is there money to make sure that they can carry out those funeral arrangements? Just starts to get them thinking. If they haven't notified them, or if they're not financially prepared, a final expense life insurance policy could be a solution to that situation. Question number 3, does your spouse have enough savings to protect against the immediate loss of your income? A final expense life insurance policy can help protect against the immediate loss of income. You may have some of your Medicare clients who are still working, and if they died today, their surviving spouse may lose some income there, and they may have some issues. A final expense life insurance policy can bridge that financial gap and help protect against the loss of income. Question number 4. Now this is a big one, especially if you're dealing with widows or widowers and they're leaving their funeral arrangements up to their children. Are you aware that bank accounts and assets are not available to your children immediately upon your death? Assets transfer from spouse to spouse, no problem. But when it goes from a parent to a child, there's some issues. Now, here's another advantage to final expense life insurance, or life insurance in general, is that life insurance death benefits avoid probate and avoid taxes. So it's the easiest way for a parent to be able to leave money to their children without it being taxed. And it's also a very quick way to leave money to their children without being taxed, and it avoids probate. And last but certainly not least, a very direct question that you can ask your client: if you don't take out a final expense policy, what alternative plan will you use for your family? So these are the top 5 lead-in questions. Ask the questions. If you break down the word ask, A-S-K, it really can work like this: ask lead-in questions. We're all in sales. We know that when we ask lead-in questions, it's designed to uncover potential needs or potential issues that your client might have. once you have exposed those needs or those issues that they have, it's now going to the S part of ask, which is suggest solutions to their possible issues. And by doing this, you are keeping your clients. It's all about client retention. If any of you are in the P&C market or have come into the business through the P&C world, you know that the more lines of business that a client has with you and your agency, the chances of them leaving are very, very small. The same principle applies here. The more lines of coverage that your Medicare client has with you, the chances of them leaving and going to another Medicare client are very, very small. So remember, if you don't ask, you don't get. So this takes us to our next part of our presentation, which is our Legacy Safeguard Program. Through your relationship with URL Insurance Group, Mutual of Omaha, you have access to the Legacy Safeguard Program. The Legacy Safeguard Program has an entire marketing program, and it is designed specifically for Medicare agents in mind. They have a book and a DVD called the Postseason Game Plan. And some of the material that I have in today's presentation actually comes from this book and comes from the Legacy Safeguard Program. Now, technically, you should have read this book before you went into Medicare season, but with all of the certifications and everything else, who has time for that? So I decided to take some of the snippets and some of the information from there, and I'm going to share that. You do have access to the book and DVD if you get signed up through URL with Mutual of Omaha and the Legacy Safeguard Program. We'll get into that here later on in the presentation. Some of the information that came out of the postseason game plan is something that really kind of hit me right across the eyes, and it is helping somebody with Medicare is not enough, and that one of the most overlooked pieces of a person's financial puzzle is final expense planning. Whether they have a ton of money in savings and in retirement, or they're living on Social Security and paycheck to paycheck, everybody needs to have final expense planning reviewed. Now, while you're helping your client with Medicare, you've helped them with their health insurance for the upcoming year. But not all of your clients are guaranteed to get sick or have to go to the hospital. But 100% of your clients are going to die at some point. And a final expense life insurance policy, once they've locked in that plan is never going to change. It will stay the same for the rest of their life. It will be there when they take their final breath. And this is another statistic that really kind of hit me between the eyes. 8 out of 10 households in the United States need life insurance, but they do not have an agent. They have a Medicare agent, that's you. You can also help them with their life insurance needs. And like I've said before, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a final expense plan. They may need some more advanced planning that can utilize life insurance to help them with their financial puzzle, whatever they're working on. And this statistic really probably isn't a shocker to you, but we all know that the senior market is the fastest growing market in the United States. Regarding final expense planning, final expenses can be financially devastating to a family. Sure, the clients that you have, their family members are going to grieve and they're going to mourn the loss of their loved one, but they will also be in trouble financially if the final expenses are not met. And understand that a final expense policy does not just cover burial. It can take care of other expenses too, like medical bills, car payments, credit cards, mortgage payments, or just cover some of the loss of income. A final expense policy can take care of all of those things. Now, taking the finances and putting that aside, the other thing on a personal level, your clients want to be remembered. They don't want to be a faceless name on a family tree. I was asked this question. Actually, it's a question that they ask of the reader in the Postseason Game Plan book. Can you name your 8 great-grandparents? I know last names of some. I know some of their first and last names, but I do not know all 8 great-grandparents. Sure, I know my mother and father. I know their parents, which are my grandparents, but I don't know all of the first and last names of all of my parents' grandparents. Can you do that? Or are they a faceless name on a family tree? A final expense plan can help your clients, whether they have money or they don't have money, leave a legacy. And that's what the Legacy Safeguard program is all about. And the other thing too, just to think about, if you ever go into some of these old cemeteries, and you will see some really elaborate headstones, and you will see some really elaborate monuments. That is just an example that people will spend tons of money so that they are not forgotten. So take a few minutes and think about the clients that you have for Medicare. Are they 65 years old or older? Yeah, probably. Do they have kids or grandkids? Do they seem like people who want to plan ahead? And are they a person that wants to be remembered? If the answer to any of those questions is yes, then it is time to have a conversation with your Medicare client about final expense, about life insurance. It can be about long-term care insurance or annuities, whatever the case may be. But it is time to have that conversation. And remember, your Medicare clients are the exact same people that need coverage for final expense, and that just doing Medicare is not enough. So I'm sure you're thinking, okay, Matt, that's great, but how do I get started? The Legacy Safeguard program, through the relationship with Mutual of Omaha and URL Insurance Group, they have a turnkey marketing system. This thing takes you from soup to nuts, from the beginning all the way to the end, of how to cross-sell to your Medicare clients. They give you training videos and sales scripts. They give you scripts on what to say on the phone. They give you scripts on what to say when you're at the client's home and sitting at their kitchen table. They provide marketing pieces like direct mail, newspaper inserts, magazine ads. You have access to all of that through Legacy Safeguard and Mutual of Omaha. Group seminar presentation materials. They provide flip chart presentations so that when you're sitting at a client's kitchen table, you can have a good conversation and a compelling conversation about final expense. They'll also provide you with client membership brochures and client referral forms and a whole lot more. Again, this is all through your relationship with us and Mutual of Omaha. Now, Legacy Safeguard is actually partnered with one of our lead vendors, Lead Concepts. If you wanted to do a final expense lead mailing, you can do that. A 1,000-piece mailer is normally $490. They've discounted it to $430. And not only that, but URL subsidizes your lead costs. So if you're involved in this lead program, we can also help you help offset those costs based on your production. So you have many, many resources that are available to you. Now that's what they do for the producer. Now, what does Legacy Safeguard do for your clients? Well, it's a membership into the Legacy Safeguard program. This packages final expense a little bit differently. It packages it as if it's a membership into the Legacy Safeguard program. Everybody wants to leave a lasting legacy. So let's kind of look into some of the benefits that Legacy Safeguard has. They offer legacy planning software. So this allows the family to be able to look at some historical information. They also leave a legacy planning archive, which will allow the family to complete the death certificate and obituary. And basically, it's for the person that passed away, it's a way for them to communicate to their living loved ones. They also help with estate planning support. They'll help with locating an estate planning attorney. They'll provide a free living will, and they'll also provide discounts on estate planning and legal documents. They also have a Legacy Safeguard advisors where they'll help somebody with, they'll help your clients with the entire, and the whole family through the entire legacy planning, the estate planning. They'll help with locating a funeral. They'll help with end-of-life planning as well. There's bereavement airfare that you can get for the survivors. You know, a lot of our family, they're located all over the country. The bereavement travel assistance will help the families obtain cheaper airfare so that they can get home to mourn the loss and to pay their respects to their lost loved ones. They'll also provide grief counseling support. But they also celebrate life's great events too. They provide discounts on flowers, gift baskets, and other celebration items through FTD Flowers. Your clients can get prescription drug cards through Walmart and Sam's Club. And they even put together a free family legacy DVD where they'll put the pictures of the loved ones on a DVD. And some people will play that at a memorial service. So those are just some of the things that they get through their membership through the Legacy Safeguard program. So here goes to our this goes to our next step, which is thanking your clients. The Legacy Safeguard program has already designed materials here where all you need to do is provide your company logo, your agency logo, and put your client's name, address, and everything else on there. And it basically starts off by saying, thank you so much for trusting me with your Medicare plans this year. And then it goes into thanking them and then going into the Legacy Safeguard benefits and what it means to be a member of the Legacy Safeguard program. Send these out to your Medicare clients. Wait a week or two, follow up with a phone call, and book your appointments. Toward the middle of the year, maybe springtime, if you don't have your clients that responded to that letter, send this one out. Keep in touch with your clients. And it also goes into thanking the clients for trusting you again with their planning needs, but it then goes into talking about final expense and the Legacy Safeguard membership program. So when you're making these presentations and you're explaining all of the benefits that a client gets through the Legacy Safeguard program, it now asks you to ask your clients to who they would like to sponsor in the Legacy Safeguard program. You hand this form over to the client, and this is a member sponsorship form. This is another way of saying referrals. So now you're getting the names, addresses, and phone numbers of all of your clients' personal friends and family members. That turns into referrals, not only for final expense, but also for Medicare. So you'll see that the Legacy Safeguard program really takes this from the beginning all the way to the end and helps you become a senior market champion, a well-trusted senior advisor. So as you take these steps, you will find that you will grow your business. You will take great leaps to the next step. So if you had an okay season in Medicare, next year, let's make it a great season. Now, you can say, okay, that's great, but what's the next step? Well, Legacy Safeguard even has training guides. They have training guides on how to earn referrals to build a thriving business. They have a guide to selling final expense life insurance. And they also have a complete and comprehensive marketing guide for offering the Legacy Safeguard system and final expense. So it's all available at your fingertips. And I don't think I covered this, but the Legacy Safeguard program for you costs nothing. The Legacy Safeguard program for your clients costs nothing. It is free through your relationship here at URL, through Mutual of Omaha, and the Legacy Safeguard program. So we've touched on the Legacy Safeguard program. Now I want to kind of ask you this question. If you are not offering your Medicare clients other services, someone else will. And for some of you, you may think, okay, that's fine. They can have that final expense business. I don't do that anyway. But here's the real question. What is stopping that person from selling them a Medicare plan and stealing your client? So understand that if you're not offering your Medicare clients other services, someone else will. And what is stopping them from then following up with them in the fall and taking your Medicare client away? So if you are not offering other services, you're leaving the door wide open to your competition. So if you look at the equation like this, Medicare plus other services is going to equal client retention, and you're going to shut the door on your competition. There is no reason for your client to contact anybody else but you. And if you think about it, based on the age of some of your clients, you might be the very last insurance professional that they will deal with for the rest of their life. Now, if this doesn't give you a compelling reason to start offering final expense or to start cross-selling, let the numbers speak for themselves. Now, I know a lot of you that did Medicare, you haven't gotten paid yet. That happens after the first of the year. Final expense plans pay commissions right away. So you have the opportunity, literally, to increase your sales revenue overnight. So if you did the step-by-step process here and actually use some of the turnkey marketing programs and things that we have in place here for you, you have the opportunity that if you did just 10 sales, you can increase your paycheck by $6,000 this year. 20 sales is $12,000. 30 sales, $18,000. 50 sales is $30,000 in your pocket. Some of you have some large books of business. 50 sales is definitely attainable. And how much money did you spend on leads for final expense? Not a dime. You hear us always preach here at URL, don't leave money on the table. I promise you, we will hand you the keys to success. You have access with your relationship here at URL to offer life insurance or final expense insurance, annuities, long-term care. We will take you by your hand and we will give you the step-by-step process. We will coach you so that you become a well-trusted senior advisor. Now, some of you said that you don't offer other products and services because you don't have time. Well, we have that covered here at URL too. We have the Orion Concierge Advisor Services. It's basically a referral program. Whenever you don't have time, you can ask us to work with your clients. We will help your clients determine their needs, and they will receive our expert guidance and expertise on the different policies and benefits that we offer here. We will help you strengthen your relationships. We will treat your clients as if they were clients of our own, but they are still your clients. We will make sure that they stay loyal to you. But all we're basically doing is working with your client and removing the administrative burden from you. If you don't have time to cross-sell and you don't feel like learning a new product or just doing the time, you just want to sit back, URL will still pay you a commission, and you can utilize our Orion services, and we can help you cross-sell, and you can refer that business to us. So we are encouraging you, if you're not working with URL, partner with URL. We will coach you to become a senior market leader, a senior market champion. Now, to put money where our mouth is, now that Medicare open enrollment is over, now's the time to get into the postseason. The postseason, if you're a sports fan, that's the playoffs. So now's the time to go for the championship. So if you just did 5 paid applications between January of 2018 and the end of March of 2018, we're going to give you out of URL's pocket a $125 bonus. 10 paid applications, we're going to give you a $250 bonus. This is all on top of what you're earning in commission. If you do 15 paid applications, $375 bonus. 20 paid applications, we're going to give you a $500 bonus. We want to help you strive for 500. You could be the next senior market champion, and we want to help you with that. So you're really at a crossroads here. There's an opportunity that is standing right in front of you. You can go to the left and miss that opportunity, miss some extra sales, and miss the opportunity to take your sales to the next level. Or you can take the opportunity and go to the right, and we will help you step by step to become the next senior market champion. So are you ready to take that challenge? If so, here's what you need to do. You need to first get contracted with Mutual of Omaha. I will help you with that. Once you have your agent number, you will then register your agent number with the Legacy Safeguard program. Again, I will help you with that. Once you are signed up with Legacy Safeguard, all of the sales materials, marketing guides, everything is available at your fingertips. It's time to start ordering. Once you have those materials, contact those clients and then watch your sales grow. I will hold your hand step by step through the entire process. I promise you that we will not let you fail. And we have the same types of processes in place in all of our other departments here at URL. If any of you have any questions, you can type those questions now, and I will be glad to answer those questions. If you want individual consultation, feel free to contact me at any time. You can reach me directly at 800-926-8875. My direct extension is 141. Again, my name is Matt Alina. I appreciate your time, and I'm now going to open this up for some questions and answers. And I see we have some questions that have come in. Okay, Norma, thank you for your question. As a rule, how many hours does it take before the policy benefits are in the hands of the beneficiary? It generally takes just a couple of days in order to process it. Most of these companies, within a week, they're going to have, and it also depends on when a client dies, but it really depends on the carrier. But usually these policies, once you submit a death claim, and the staff here at URL, including me, we can help with processing death claims for any of your policyholders. And usually they'll be in contact. Some agents have actually gone to funerals with the check in hand and delivered it to the widow or widower. Another question here, can you be a part of this program if you already have a producer number with Mutual of Omaha? If you have a producer number with Mutual of Omaha through URL, then now understand there's two sets of Mutual of Omaha. There is the life insurance side and the Medicare side. The life insurance side, if you are contracted with URL through Mutual of Omaha, then yes, you have access to Legacy Safeguard. If you do not have your contract with URL in the life markets area, then no, you don't. But we can work on that and try and get the we can get you signed up for that. Okay, another question. What's the underwriting process like? Very, very good question. The underwriting process typically consists of asking medical questions that you as the agent will ask. The application is designed yes or no, and it's all based on timelines. So if a client had a heart attack or a stroke, it'll ask in the last 2 years or in the past 3 years, have you had a heart attack, stroke, cancer, whatever it is. If it's been 2 years or 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever it is, if it's beyond the time frame that they're asking, the client can answer that question no. There are no medical exams, so there is no nurse coming to the house. It's basically a question and answer session between you and your client. And then some carriers will have a mandatory personal history interview where you'll dial a toll-free number, hand the phone over to your client, and then an operator will ask the same medical questions, and they'll do some verification in the back office where they'll check the MIB, and they'll also check prescription drug records and render a decision, sometimes at the point of sale. So it's really very, very quick. Like I said, some of the carriers will actually give you a decision right away. Some companies will say, please send in the paperwork, and usually within about 2 or 3 days, between 2 and 5 days, let's under promise and over deliver, you'll have a decision. But there are no medical records to obtain, no needles or anything like that. So that's how the underwriting process and what the underwriting process consists of. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask them. There's some really great questions there. Again, if you want any individual consultation, please do not hesitate to give me a call. My number is 800-926-8875, extension 141. If you take the processes that we've shared with you and you allow us to guide you through the next steps, I guarantee you that when you look at your sales revenue at this time, next year, you're going to see some significant growth in your income. I look forward to that opportunity. I look forward to that challenge, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you and helping 2018 become an outstanding season for you, not only for final expense, but also for your Medicare business as well. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll talk to you all soon.